Monday. Hopefully everybody's enjoying their summer. How's everybody doing? Good to see you, Phil, Gene, Lita. Good to see you. Hopefully everybody's nice and up there in Canada. Renzo, good to see you all. Everybody on YouTube and Facebook, welcome back. Getting very excited for this Monday. Josh is still on vacation. He will be back here on Thursday, so to let you guys know. So probably one of the hardest guys working here at Cybertrade University with the traders and stuff. So he'll be here soon. I know a lot of you have been asking for him. But Rich is doing a great job. You know, Rich does the afternoon meetings. Thanks, Rich, for everything. But going on what's happening over this past week and last week. I said this last week to a couple of students I was talking to. Let me tell you, I was very impressed last week. I mean, it literally was one of the best weeks that I've seen in a summer in a long time. I mean, I thought when earnings announcements came out, I thought it was that's it. Okay, earnings announcements, big, you know, everything came out. Now things are going to slow down. I mean, a lot of people are going away in my neighborhood. I will be away at the end of this week too, going on my vacation. I know a lot of you guys are going to be away, but let me tell you, I don't know if I can get away from the computer though. What's nice about going away is at least you have access to Cybertrade University and you could trade these markets. I mean, there are some really big winners, and I want to kind of make a point to talk about something very important today, because sometimes as traders, we get a little discouraged. You know, we miss this stock. We're going to talk about the CVNA. We're going to talk about AMC, Bed Bath Beyond, Lyft, all these big winners that last week. I always tell you this, you're going to miss about 95% of them, okay? And that's a lot. But guess what? It's not like, oh, I missed that opportunity to get that really good deal on the house. There's like 5 of them every day. So don't worry about it. You're going to get an opportunity as long as you know it's there, and you know that's all that matters. And the other thing too, I want to kind of also point out, don't get discouraged if you miss the big runner and then you're in something like, darn it, I should have took that position over the other one. You know, there was a couple of swing trades I made a couple of mistakes on in a way that I'm like, wow, I wish I bought more shares of that one more than this one. And let me tell you something, sometimes those stocks that you position in, just because the other one ran faster than the other one, doesn't mean it can't go down twice as fast, and eventually the thing will pop. Listen, we saw that happen with DraftKings. We saw that happen with Amazon. You know, Mara. You know, Mara. Let me bring that up. That thing has just been, been on a really nice tear. You know, Mara. I just want to give a point. I sold that stock. I ended up buying it back because I had this little, this little hiccup right here. Let me bring up the chart here. I had this big hiccup here. We were trading the stock right around, I think we jumped in around 8. We ran the stock to about 14. I ended up selling it at like 11, ended up buying it back at like 14. You know what I mean? And like, because I was in other positions. So just be very diversified. Don't go too crazy on your swing trades. Just buy a little bit of it, sprinkle a little bit here and there. Do what we taught you in class. And remember, at the end of this month, we do got the swing trading coming up. So a lot of you guys are going to look forward to that. But listen, when it comes to day trading, just make your days pay and don't go crazy. I mean, listen, let's talk about Bobby J really quick. That stock has been on a really good move last week. Let me just bring this up here. You could see the stock was a very good runner in the morning, around 9 o'clock in the morning. 9:30 had a good pop. It ran from like $6.70 all the way up to $8. Didn't go anywhere for the rest of the day, which is normal. That's usually what we learn here at Cybertrade University. It's like the first hour and the last hour. But then, after, over the weekend, the thing gapped up pretty nicely. Right around 7 a.m., you could see that this stock was pretty much set up as a good day trade into a swing trade. Because remember, we always tell you this. You want to be a good swing trader. You want to be a good investor. Maybe because you can't afford to day trade. Well, you got to understand the concept of day trading first, which will help you learn to get into these swing trades, okay? I actually own the swing trade. I did a swing trade on this stock from last week, so I'm doing pretty well on it. I have it at the average cost at 786, which is right here. I owned it right at the highs, but I liked it. I said, you know what? The stock's holding at the highs. It's moving, so I kind of basically positioned, and it kind of worked out for me when it came down to it. But listen, there were a lot of good movers. Before we go through the watch list, like I always like to do, let's talk about what happened last week. For some of you that are new here at Cybertrade University, or maybe some of you here it's your first day here. I know we had a lot of new members that joined us last week, a lot of new trial members. So I want to give you a quick what to be prepared going into this week. And if you're watching a video on YouTube and you're late, listen, just like us, friend us. You can always do a trial here at CyberTrade University. Enjoy our trading room, be there all week. But for the ones that are going to be here, just please, I always kind of repeat this to everyone. You are only here to watch. You're not here to buy. You're not here to sell. We didn't teach you how to trade. You just want to see how we control losses, how few we have, and if other people are making money doing it. That's the key. But anyway, Carvana, great run up. Was probably the best runner up on Friday, I thought. This thing just did not want to stop from $35 all the way up to $48 freaking dollars. This thing just not stopped for 1 hour. It got a little fast. It got a little nasty. The stock, you could see, this is not funny. This stock was $350 last year. Okay, so when we were watching it, we were trading this stock the last couple of days, and it became not only a day trade, but it also became a swing trade. You can see Carvana was all the way down here to 20. This thing's up almost over 100% on a swing trade, and on a day trade, it's just been endless. But I did mention this last week. I don't know if you guys who watched my show when I was on NASDAQ, and I'm a guest there talking about NASDAQ Level 3, their NASDAQ book, their book viewer, and I was talking about Carvana, and they loved it. Like, oh yeah, remember Carvana? Wasn't that stock like 350? And they're like, my God, thing went down to 20. I'm like, yeah, and we were talking about iceberg orders and how things were going. And you could see the reason why I'm bringing this up is because when I was there, the stock was right around 25.30. And we had a big iceberg order out there. Once it broke it, look at this thing. This thing did not want to turn heads. The thing went from 30 all the way up to $50. Now some of you might think, is it too late to jump in or whatever? This stock, I mean, listen, at the end of the day, you're here just to make your days pay. But this stock did turn into be a good swing trade because the consistency, the constant bidding up for the stock. And, listen, could you imagine owning the stock at 350, and someone saying, oh, my God, you think I'm going to make my money back? Yeah, a long way to go. But for some of us, it's great opportunities. But anyway, Carvana was a great trade, and you should keep an eye on it as on a swing trade also. A couple other ones, AMC, another one, popped up again this morning. I don't know if all the Reddit stocks, the Wall Street bet stocks that made AMC run, Bed Bath & Beyond, GameStop, but AMC was also phenomenal on Friday. Thing went from 17 all the way to 22. She gapped up a little bit. She's starting to come back down again this morning, but she moved pretty good also. Blue, another stock, really inexpensive stock, 450. You could see it had a really big pop right around 11:30. We ran from 475 right here, big pop right there. If for some of you here on Friday, you probably would have seen that big iceberg order. Guy was holding it right around 470. And you know what? What ends up happening is that you're a buyer and you're saying you're buying it. If no one's going to sell it to you, there's only one other way where to get it. You got to buy it you got to pay more for it. So you're going to have to start executing those sellers out there. And that's what ended up happening. The thing had a really nice pop. So blue was a nice one. Listen, Friday was just endless. Well, I told you about Bed Bath & Beyond. Lyft. So scary. I was talking about Lyft. I'm like, my God, I own Lyft when it was like $45. I come back to it, and I'm like, damn, this thing went only down to 12. So anyway, Lyft was a good move. Lyft has got a good push. She's starting to tend to be a little bit more of a swing trade also. You could see it how it moved really nicely these last couple of days. But good. But you could see they made their early move, and this is why it's so important. And I constantly keep pointing it out. And for some of you on YouTube, you could see here the mouse pad that I designed. A lot of you here in the cyber group room, you already know about it. But you could see how the stock basically trades the first hour, made its big move, and then kind of died from there. Just basically two more I want to talk about for some of you guys missed. LIAG, which some of you are like, what the hell is that stock? I never heard of it before. Who the hell cares? The stock was 25, got really crushed, a new IPO. Great mover. Had a little couple of nasty shakes, but it ran from $2 going into the after hours and ran from 350 to 450. That one, and then DraftKings DKNG, which I basically actually bought more of those shares as a swing trade. But DraftKings, listen, football season's around the corner. The stock was in the $7 price range. If you think it's expensive at 19, explain that to people who owned it at 60. I know we were trading that stock. Let me bring it back even a little bit further. You could see it here. We've been trading stock for a while, but this stock's been having a really nice trend. I got out. I think I got out right around somewhere in the 50s. When I broke this support level, I got out, but we were trading this stock all the way down when it was at 20s. We bought it back. So we did a couple of good swing trades on this one for the past 2 years, but this stock took a big, major catastrophe hit right here. But you could see it. It built a really nice support levels around $10, right above 10, and now she's starting to break out a little bit. I'm focusing on hopefully you can get past this 21 to 25. That's the price I'm really looking at. But football season's right around the corner. I don't know if you guys, anyone here follows football, but football, the NFL made a fortune in gambling, a fortune. New York State, I told you this, during the Super Bowl, they made a fortune. If you're anti-gambling, whatever it is, I get it, okay? There are people anti, pot smokers, legalizing it. But these people, at the end of the day, these politicians, all they care about is how can I make another source of revenue, right? And listen, you Canadians out there, you know better than anyone. I mean, was a case of beer cost in Canada $50? Over here, you could buy it for 30. Why is it so much? I mean, they all have their ways of taxing. Same thing over here. You know what I mean? Like, there's a lot. And now I'm just talking about gambling in general. I mean, when they start legalizing online gambling, I mean, these things did phenomenal. So, but they took a big hit. Season's right around the corner. You could probably see a good pop here. So we'll keep an eye on that. Now, just remember, DraftKings, when the Super Bowl went off back in February, it was $50. So you can see they didn't do too well going all the way down here to 12. But anyway, we're going to check that out, Norman. Norman's saying NVIDIA is taking a very big hit. We really don't trade NVIDIA because why trade something so expensive? But yeah, NVIDIA is taking a really, really big hit, major hit here. All right, so let's go through the watch list because we do have a couple of stocks out there we're going to keep an eye on. First of all, I know a lot of us have been watching this one stock this morning, and she kind of died. VRM was a really nice mover. So once again, it was a nice trade on Friday, okay, which, by the way, I forgot to mention, that one also was out there Friday. Okay, this was $1.80. Thing ran all the way beautifully, really nice and comfortable, all the way to 260, and she started moving up again. Now, you could see on a long-term chart, this stock was $70. So if you think DraftKings, if you thought Carvana was bad, tell that to the people who own this stock when this thing ran all the way down to almost $1, okay? But she's on a decent trend. I'm going to go back and look at it. God, it's so sad. So, when you really talk about some of these stocks, when you really think about like people's IRAs and stuff, you'd be shocked. But some people are in certain one of these positions. But like, they're like, oh, this is why I always kind of bring up people like, oh, I don't trade $2 stocks, $5 stocks. Well, you did trade it when it was 70, 80. Okay, what changed? The price is still the same company. So I always kind of tell people this. The difference between a $5 stock and a $70 stock is a $70 stock can go down 70 more points, okay? A $3 stock can only go down 3 points, all right? Doesn't mean you should buy more. I'm just telling you how much lower it can go. So anyway, you could see how these things are really starting to vamp up a little bit. But I'm going to put the stock on the watch list. Like I said, she's been a really good swing trade. You could see right here, the thing's been moving up pretty decently the last couple of days, but we got resistance levels right around here, around $3. And you know what? If you remember, she was a very, she's a comfortable stock. Listen, I know that for some of you that are new here at CyberTrade University, you're going to probably mention like, oh, these things move too fast. You can't keep up with it. Listen, we trade slower moving stocks too. This one moved pretty comfortably. So that one was not bad. A couple other ones also. This one can hit like a big brick wall. BNSO. So this one right here, I'm just going to bring up the level 4. There was a big sell that showed up here for, about a couple of 100,000 shares right here. And it finally didn't want to break it. You could see it right there. That this big order right here showed up. And then she started breaking down. So 1250 is a major resistance levels. You could see it right there. But you know what? She is moving. She's up 137%. I don't think I would want her on the A list. I'd probably put her on the B list. But we saw yesterday, Friday, how stocks that were on the B list end up showing on the A list. We already know about, I'm going to put Bed Bath & Beyond on there, BBBY. The only thing I don't like about it is we had a couple of big orders that got filled. There was an iceberg order here. There was a big order here. He got filled. You see the red ball. You see the volume. But I'm not seeing anyone else out there. There's a 29,000 share buyer at 10. So we're getting a little bit of a comeback on that one too. And just going to pop over here really quick on the gainers and see what we got going on. This one, we're not trading a $200 stock, okay? But congratulations. You know, imagine being a shareholder of that stock being up 77 points. I'll take that any day. This one, slow. It's moving up pretty decently. It's a cheap stock. We'll put this on the B list. One thing I draw the line is anything under $1, I don't trade it, but this thing looks like it finally broke $1. I just don't like fractions of a penny. This stock gapped up pretty big and it's coming back down. We know about BBBY. All these things are pretty much ears. I know you guys, some of you in the trading room brought this one up also, but she kind of like died right there. This morning was pretty decent. I saw a lot of good stocks moving, and then if you were in the cyber group room, I said, you know what, looks like everything just kind of flattened out. A lot of shakes going on, but we did get a couple of things. Look, the video, we'll throw it on there, but we'll put this on the B list. This is, listen, unless you are a category 5 trader, meaning if you're one of the traders that make between 1,000 plus here in the cyber group room, this might be something you might want to consider trading. But if you're not a consistent trader, you know, one of those active noon for a while, stay away from this. This stock will destroy you, okay? Really would definitely hurt you right there. On the New York Stock Exchange, this is garbage, you know, really no trend, no good pre-market movement. You know, we're not getting, when we get those charts. I saw this one earlier, KOLD. This stock's a $40 stock. She took a big hit. She's going up. I'll put this on the B list, but you know what? It's an ETF. We know ETFs are very hard to kind of monitor when it comes to level 4. AMC, I'm going to put that on, but you got to be at least a category 3 when it comes to AMC. So you want to be careful of that one. Fubu, I mean, we trade this stock a few times. You know what's nice about this stock right here? I like it. It's got a Fausto flag being built right here. So I'm going to put that one on our watch list too. FUBO. This one looks right. Fubu TV. Yeah, you can see a little Fausto flag right there. A little gap fill. Breaks out. This thing could probably go test 450, which would be pretty cool. Let me go hop over there on level 4. Let me see if I see any good action on it. It's got good volume, over 800,000. FUBO. Okay, just loading it up. What we got going on here? Okay, yeah. You know what? She did take out a big seller out here. She took out a big seller right here. You could see it, which is pretty good right there. So that's a good sign. We'll see how she holds up. How big was that guy? About 30,000. That's a lot. All right, so we'll keep an eye on Fubu. Get a couple of kills here. PLTR. My God, I remember this stock. I could tell you a horror story with this guy. I had a trader of mine. He wasn't a trader. He wanted to trade with us, but he was convinced from his broker that he bought this company, went public, and he's like, "Listen, when the stock gets to a certain price, you know, I want him to get into it." He ended up buying the stock at 30. Obviously, didn't go too well. Boyle taking a big hit. Boyle's been a hell of a fun stock as a swing trade. You know, getting in, buying it at 40, selling it at 120, buying it at 40, selling it at 100. This thing's been trading up and down, but stay away from it. Very, very volatile stock. Listen, it's Monday. It's the thick of summer. I don't really see that there's not that much action. We got a couple of good stocks. We got 8 on our list, 4 in the A list and 4 in the B list. We also know things will pop up when the market opens up. Sorry to go over time, but I know we're way over what we usually talk about. So I want to get you guys get ready when the market opens up. Anything I'm missing, I did not call out. Just before we go. KOD, garbage, not doing anything. It's up pretty decently, but it's flat. Fubu's crashing now. FRM and LOTS have earnings after the bell, Brian's saying. Okay, well, that always kind of helps out. VRM, that always kind of helps out. to make a good move. We see how earnings really has a lot to do with it. But let's get back when the market opens up. Listen, if you're watching us on YouTube and Facebook Live, we're live here every morning at 9 a.m. and at 2:30. We'll see you back here in the afternoon. Or if you want to come join our trading room, just like us and friend us, just do a trial. Cyber Group members, you see something, you say something. And if you're new here to Cyber Trading University and you're doing one of the trials, remember, please do not buy anything. You're only here to watch to make sure this is something that you want to do. And don't judge us on our winners, judge us on our losers, because it's the losers that put you out of business. The winners take care of themselves. Good luck, everyone. Happy trading, and I'll see you in a little bit. Be safe.